will.
It's going to be a delay.
Yeah, there will be a bit of a delay. Just don't know how big of a delay.
Or maybe I'm just live, and once the broadcast actually starts in 1 minute, it'll connect.
Maybe.
Maybe we shall see.
We shall see.
Okay, so once that hits 10:30,
Oh, there we go.
What does it say?
You can pin a comment to the top of your live feed for viewers to read.
Oh, that's just tutorial stuff. It's like the first time we logged in.
I can see us.
Oh my goodness. We are. That thing's operational. All right. So check with Breather. Let's see. Breather, can you hear me? Let's see if we get any.
Because we can't hear ourselves.
Yeah, we don't have. I don't have it set up to where I can hear myself. We're doing this ghetto style. It's not going to be pro grade. Okay, but we're 10:30. We're live. We're doing it. So okay. I didn't bring up the slideshow. Darn. Hold on. Let me see if I can do that real fast without.
You should be completely fine because the way everything is set up, it won't show.
Yeah, it's not going to show yet, and I can configure it to where
voice is low.
Voice is low. Okay, so
so just boost that up a bit.
Audio, desktop audio.
Desktop audio.
So
should be good now.
Let's try that. Can you hear us okay now, Breather?
Just once the delay catches up.
Yeah. So we'll check that to see how we're doing. This is first time doing live stream, so it's gonna be a few tweaks involved here. Okay, let's go here. Let's go Tavern Brawl. Let's go. Okay, so I want to slideshow, or hold on. Slideshow. Close that. And then we want to grab that window.
Okay, it's better.
Oh, it's better? Okay. So we're semi-functional. Splendid.
This battle station is semi-operational.
we're not ready to blow up Alderaan just yet.
Gorka says hi, Matt.
Oh, Gorka, sweet. So we got Breather, we got Gorka. That'll be awesome. We got some heavy hitters in here. Nice. Okay, so I'm adding a window capture. And let's go okay. That's the one that I want. And I want it to be up here to where that's not showing the top part. Go like that. There we go. So let's make that visible.
Okay, he'll join us after dinner.
Cool. All right, so that should get that into the right spot. I should have had that prepared ahead of time, but oh well.
We were busy making sure this all worked.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. So now that we are at least semi-functional, let me go ahead and do some introductions. I am Matthremar. You may have seen me in the stream with Crucible back in the day. That was a blast. That was my first time being on a live stream. And today is my first day actually hosting a live stream. So I'm excited for that. It's going to be a ton of fun. We expect only 3 train wrecks today. So stand by. Just three. Yes, we run on optimism and hope because we play Battle Legion. So, suck. I should have turned on Do Not Disturb. Where's Do Not Disturb? Okay, awesome. Well, we just shared a bunch of private information.
No, actually, we can't see your.
Oh, you can't see that?
Can't see it right now.
Oh, sweet. Good. Well, I'm glad that that was the case. How do I get Do Not Disturb on this thing? Wow, that was very fortuitous that that did not happen. Okay, so let's do. Got to figure out how to do Not Disturb. Settings. Search. Do not disturb. Do not disturb. Why is that there? There we go. Now I've got Do Not Disturb on. We should be all set there. Wow, that was very fortuitous that that happened that way. I've got like a bazillion things on here. Let's just close all that out. Oh, and I think I just closed the meeting.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay, now I think I should.
We didn't do it. I shall just
Shell, welcome. Okay,
for the delay in that.
now, okay, let me, now that I think I've got this back, let's check that screen there. Okay, good. So my camera's live again. So now we should be able to switch back to the camera. Good. If I get rid of that. Okay. So game mode is live. That's live. Now we can go through our little presentation. Okay. First train wreck complete. We're past train wreck number 1. We have 2 left to go. I anticipate 2. Hopefully, if everything goes well. So again, I am Matthremar. You may recognize me from one stream that I did with Crucible back in the day. Had a blast doing that. The goal of this stream is to propose a new kind of fight night. And we have some loose communication from Godspeed Games saying that if we can turn this into a big deal, that they will actually give us some official support. What does that mean? It means that there's the potential for some rewards in the future. Not today, in the future. So if we can get more viewership for this, then we will, oh, here, let's make it to where you can actually see me. There we go, you can see me now. So if we can get some more viewership for this to the point where it becomes a deal, then they may be able to empower me to give rewards to the community. So what we want to see is we want to see as many people getting involved with this as possible. So I think that what that translates into is viewers. So the more people that watch it, the more people that sign up for it, the more likely we are to be empowered to actually give rewards like a standard fight night. So that being said, we're going to kind of move into this, explain the concept that I've come up with. I'm open to suggestions for it. I'm obviously a mere mortal. I came up with an idea. It can be refined and improved on. So we'll look for some suggestions there. But I'd like to introduce you to Kingdom Cody.
Hello.
You're not going to see him. He's going to be a disembodied voice.
I'm an AI.
Yeah. He's a walking, breathing AI. But Kingdom Cody is in one of our clans, and he's been running with us for a little while, and he's a real life bud. So glad to have him here. He's going to be monitoring the chat, letting me know if there's anything that anybody's saying, because I'm my attention span is already stretched. Okay. So what we have, let's go ahead and pull this back up again. I'm going to kind of walk through my concept of what I'm hoping to accomplish. So I'm calling this Tavern Brawl. There's a loose reference there to the Secret Tavern, which happens to be the best clan in the game.
You're no mere mortal.
No mere mortal, yes, no mere mortal. So this is, I've just figured that would be what we would call it, just because this is kind of our stamp on what Fight Night should be. So the concept, let's see if this will move forward. There we go. So the concept, there will be a sign up. You will be able to sign up, and kind of my theory for this is it'll be a first come, first serve thing. And once you have competed in the event, and there's going to be reasons for this, once you've competed in the event and you've received whatever reward you get bumped to the bottom of the list behind anybody else who signs up after that. So we take the most recent live sign up that hasn't played before. And then once we've gone through that, people get cycled back through in the order that they played. So if you sign up again, you will you'll be put back on the list, but at the bottom of the list, and we'll eventually cycle through everybody. Everybody gets a turn. And once we run out of people signing up, then we go right back through whoever signed up again. Okay. You'll be signing up your army for me to beat. Okay. So this is reversing the function of Fight Night to where you're not fighting one static army. You are creating the army to be fought. Okay, so the premise behind that is that in Fight Night 1.0, which is the way that things are now, you have 200 people all fighting the exact same army, and it gets very redundant. You get a ton of people that just copy paste someone else's army, or you get somebody like me who has 12 profiles, and I just create the exact same counter on every single one of them and just cash in the gems. And it's not as involved, it's not as engaging. Now, that being said, I am very thankful that there are fight nights. I'm grateful that they're there. I'm grateful to Ulthar, Crucible, CellarDoor, everybody who's run them, even Sapphire Sky back in the day, for those of you who've been playing for 3 years. But it needs to be updated because it's just not involved. It's just not engaging. Okay, so moving on. I will friendly fight the registered profile to see what I'm up against. So that's going to be a free spin against it just to see what the army is. Then I will have a time frame to be determined. So we're going to have to work that out. That's what these few initial streams are going to be about, is kind of determining what's a fair time frame for me to be able to see an army, decide what I'm going to do, create that army, and then spin it. So I'm thinking that I'm going to have a time frame from when I see the army to where I get time to craft an army, and then I have to spin before that time runs out. Okay, so that puts a level of pressure on me to where I've got to perform. I've got to step up. I've got to be able to respond quickly to counter your army, and that's going to provide multiple things. It's going to provide some level of anxious play where I've got to make it happen. And it's also going to make it to where it's a different fight every single time. So you're not watching the same army fight 200 times in a row. It's going to be a lot more involved, and there's going to be another element in that it's going to provide a level of strategy and commentary that was previously not part of Fight Night. Fight Night was just click to start, let it run till it's done, and then call it. So this way, it's going to be much more involved. It's going to be very specific to whichever army is up next. What I'm thinking is I'm not going to be able to look at any of these armies beforehand. I will know who signed up, but what my goal is that you will have it on one of your alternate army panels, and once the stream starts, you load that army. So I don't have time to see it. That makes it fair for you, fair for me, to where I haven't been, scouting out your armies and finding solutions to beat them. I've got to function in the moment. Okay. Any questions on that? Anybody talking about anything? Saying anything?
So far, it is intriguing breather. Battle Legion has tapped in.
Oh, sweet. What do they have to say?
They're just checking in.
Oh, cool.
And then get a couple people. How many tries will you have?
How many what?
How many tries will you have? One?
Okay, now that's where we can refine the concept, because there's a couple different ways that we can go with this. So here, tell you what, I am going to take this and bump it up here. There we go. Now everybody should be able to see me. All right. Okay, so there's several different ways that we can go. There's the way where we can go to where the time frame is either for me to complete the army and spin, or it can be something where I've got an allotted amount of time to beat your army, and once that time is up, it's up. So, and we'll get into that in this next couple of steps. So we'll lock down that concept and find out what everybody thinks is the best way to have the competition, because I want it to be like a legit challenge. So, okay, let's bump over to the next thing here. I will select one of 3 options to meet your army's challenge. And this is where the rewards are going to be differentiated. So this is how I determine what level of reward I think you deserve. And if I'm right, you get less gems. If I'm wrong, you get more gems. So this is going to be on me. It's going to put a lot of pressure on me to decide what level. So I'm going to have 3 different armies. There's going to be a level 50 army with tier 3 artifacts, and I'm going to be creating that here soon. It's not going to take long. It's just going to take a couple weeks to get that all up to speed with tier 3 artifacts and functional. Every unit that I have will be no greater than level 50. So if I think that I can beat you with a level 50 army and tier 3 artifacts, you will get the lowest reward. Then, oh, you got something?
A suggestion from Breather: 3 tries. If I live through them all, I will get more gems. If you kill me first try, then less gems.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll write that down because that I like that suggestion. I want to juxtapose that with what we've kind of got right now. Okay, so the second army I've got is a level 100 army with tier 4 artifacts. Now I've already got that mostly functional. There's still a lot of second units. So like, I've got one group of chaos archers at level 100. I'm going to keep filling that in until every group of chaos archers is at level 100. So I'm basically going to have a profile with artifacts that are no higher than tier 4 and no units that are over 100. So if I can beat you with that, then you would get a moderate level of gems. Okay, now this is all just me winning at this point. Again, if I can beat you with one of my main profiles, because I'm only going to have 2 profiles that are at that 100 level. The rest of my profiles are all just going to be standard profiles where I'm just maxing them out as much as I can. If I opt for my level 100 plus army to beat you because I think I'm going to fail if I don't use it, then you would get the greatest amount of gems if I win. Okay, then so that would be kind of these are just hypothetical rewards. Honestly, this is subject to change. It would have to be approved by Godspeed Games. I can't say this is how it will be. That's why I've got the footnote on there. So if I win with a level 50 army, hypothetically, you would get 100 gems. So that's if I beat you. If I win with a level 100 army, tier 4 artifacts, you'd get 200 gems. So you kind of see where I'm headed with this. That if I'm able to beat your army with my weakest army, then you deserve the lowest level of rewards. If I'm able to beat you with a moderate army, you should get moderate rewards. If I'm able to beat you with my strongest army, then you should get a lot of rewards because it took that army to beat you. Okay, so 300 gems. And again, this is all subject to change. If I fail, then you would get 400 gems regardless of which army I used. So it's up to me to say, okay, I think I can beat you with my entry level army. If I fail, you get 400 gems. If I win, you only get 100. So we're basically reversing the fight night to where it's not whether you succeed, it's whether I succeed or fail based on the challenge. And I'm trying to give you the least amount of gems. So I hope that doesn't get people upset with me because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to utilize strategy saying, okay, here's your army. It's very powerful, but if you use this right tactic, even with a level 50 army, it can be beaten. But I only have 3 to 5 minutes to make it happen. Or I don't know, may end up being more, it might be like 10 minutes, depending on how things go. Okay. Any questions about that so far?
No other mentions so far.
Okay. So that is what I have there. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Okay. So now we're back to where we would be for a fight night. So
we just got some.
Oh, okay.
The concept seems quite interesting. The main reason why we don't go this way so far is because we would not be able to automate any of the rewards, so we would need to grade the rewards the day after.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm prepared to do because there would be fewer fights in an event. There could be more events in a week, so you could still hypothetically have the same number of people that do fight night once every 2 weeks spread out over 6 different streams. So, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever, and various times so that different people could participate. Because you've got people that are in Australia, you've got people that are in Finland, you got people that are in Italy, you've got tons of people in TST that are from Italy. There's people all over the world. So if I did, say, 3 streams a week, and I fought 10 to 15 people per stream, and it took 5 to 10 minutes per fight, then I'm looking at maybe an hour and a half or so. And if I did that 3 times a week, I'd be able to get through most of the people that would normally participate in a stream over the course of 2 weeks. So it would be a much more regular thing. There would be a lot more involved as far as strategy is concerned. There'd be discussion of how the different units function, how they're interacting to counter the armies that are up. And that would make it to where it's not just hit play, let it run, and then when it's over, it's done. This way, it's more involved. There's more tactics involved, more strategy. We discuss that strategy, and there's a level of challenge to where you guys are coming up with the armies. I have to come up with a counter in order to beat you. So, in theory, what we would have being done here. Let me actually hope this shouldn't mess things up. Train wreck 2 incoming. Stand by. Let's see okay, yeah. All right, so I'm pulling up another instance just so that I can change some armies. This might boot me out of my main army. Okay, so what's going to happen? In fact, let's just go ahead and close this now that we're done with the slideshow.
If you're willing to have this spread out, and if the players are fine with having rewards the day after, we'd be 100% backing you to try such a concept to see how it goes.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, we're going to have to negotiate the rewards. I just had some hypothetical placement holders there. There's no guarantee that that's what the rewards would be, but this would be the concept. I've got to beat you, and if I can beat you with a weaker army, you get less rewards. If I have to use my stronger army to beat you, you would get better rewards. If I lose, you get the best reward. So you're trying to stump me. You're trying to keep me from beating you. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a trial run on this. If I took my second profile, I load that up, and I'm going to friendly fight this. So my second profile signs up for Fight Night. Okay, so here I am, and I've got this army. Okay, so what I do is I pull this up. I go to the social pane, search players, and probably during the sign up, what would happen? There's been some discussion of using player tags. I'm not sure if we'll go that way because there have been issues with player tags in the past. We think those issues are resolved to where it would be okay to share your player tag. If not, then what I will do is I will search by clan to find you. But since I know the name of the player that I'm looking for, and there should be only one of them, search for Nubimus Maximus.
So far, the rewards seem okay.
Okay, so there I am. All right, so now let's see. Okay, now I see this is me. I go ahead and I hit friendly fight. So this is my one shot here to see what this person has going on. Okay, so we have a construct army with fire. So I'm running my wrecking ball, and obviously this is not this would not count because it looks like I'm destroying myself. But this was using my strongest army. So I don't know if I want to do that. I'm thinking I might be able to beat that with a weaker army. So what I would do is I would come here. Okay, so I disabled that. Then I would pop over to, there we go. Okay, so the reason I'm turning off the feed is because we're still kind of up in the air on player tags and having those visible. So I'm keeping my player tag invisible there. I should have, okay. So I'm gonna try to beat this with the tier 4 artifact, which this will be soon. I'm gonna try to beat that same profile, and I've got a few minutes to do it. So if I wanted to make any changes, I know it's a fire army, so that could cause some problems. I might want to switch out to a regular barrier monk just to stop that initial fire from hitting me, or make a couple other tweaks. But I'd have a few minutes to do that, and it would be standard every time. We'd have somebody keeping time, and they'd say, oh, you got 30 seconds left, and then whatever I've got at the end of that, I got to stop making tweaks and I got to spin. So I'd pull this up, search players, Nubimus Maximus. So this is what I'm committing to. I'm going to see if I can beat it with a mid-range profile. I go friendly fight, boom. So this is a less powerful wrecking ball. I was able to beat it with a stronger one, but if I can beat it with this one, you would get less gems. So this is what I committed to, and it looks like I'm not doing as well. Okay, so this was a poor choice. All right. So I failed. So since I committed to that level of army, and I tried, that was the one that I committed to. You would get 400 gems for me losing to your army.
If we go for such a concept, we would likely grant you access to a/several dedicated accounts, so you don't need to change your personal armies.
Cool. Okay. Okay. So, okay, that makes my life so much easier. Okay, so there would be some static. I don't. What would you call them? I guess not dev accounts, but they would be, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so there would just be accounts where everything would be able to be leveled to the exact level that it needs to be. So for the level 100 army, I could just boom instantly have everything to 100. Fantastic. Well, that makes my life 10 times easier.
This would allow you to not spend your own resources on this account, and we can flag it so it's not based by players' regular spending.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be in the rankings. Okay. So, and if that's the case, then if it's possible, it would be ideal to have, I guess, all three. So a level 50 profile with tier 3 artifacts, a level 100 profile with tier 4, and then, oh gosh, okay, level 150 is a bit heavy. I don't know if we want to jump all the way to 150, but I do think I should have a profile with tier 5 artifacts to fight the guys that have tier 5 artifacts. So, okay, so we'll iron out those details later. Is there somebody that wants me to try their army?
Let's wait for the delay.
Yeah, we got to wait for the delay. In the meantime, I'll just pick another army and we'll fight that army. So let's go ahead and switch.
You could probably call them like brawler accounts or whatnot.
Yeah, we'll come up with some good names for them. Brawler 100, Brawler 50, and
I want to call like the level 50 army Gratimus Maximus.
Okay.
Because you believe you can beat them with the weakest army.
Yeah. So we'll have to come up with something clever, something very, very hopeful, very optimistic.
Oh, the devs are daring you to do the 150 army.
Oh, okay. So but that's the concept though, that if I do have a level 150 across the board army.
So both Matty and Breather are both signing up for this.
Nice. Okay. So
at least in the chat, I don't have access.
And for those of you who don't know, Matty is Crucible. So he used to run the streams back in the day. He's actually the guy who had me on for the stream. So that was the first live stream I had ever done. So thank you, Crucible, for that. That kind of got the concept going in my head, but I think we're ready to make it happen. So, okay. So what I've done is I've changed the army for Nubimus Maximus again. I should just copy this so that I can just paste it. So Nubimus Maximus, Control A, copy. Okay, so now I've got that. I've loaded up another army. Okay, and everybody should be able to see this. Okay, so now I would hit friendly fight. And here is an RD swarm. I guess swarm is probably the best way to refer to that.
Battle Legion is shocked to learn that Matty is Crucible.
Mind blown. Okay, all right, so look here. I had my Wrecking Ball running on the level 100 profile, which isn't quite to 100 yet, and isn't quite to tier 4 artifacts. So, so say I had run this for my initial peak to see what I was up against. And I thought, oh, well, okay, I beat it with the Wrecking Ball at this level. Do I want to try beating it with the level 50 army? Because that might be a tall order. I don't have that profile created yet. But given what I think it's CellarDoor that's running the Battle Legion one. If that is CellarDoor talking, if he's saying that I can instantly have a level 50 army that I'd be able to do this with, that's out of the rankings, then I would be able to say, okay, I'm going to switch to the level 50 army, and I'm going to try to take you out with that, or do I think it's safer just to go with what I've got and give you a higher level of gems? So there's going to be a little bit of play there where I've got to make that decision. I've got to choose, is it worth the risk to see if I can force you into lower gems, or do I go with the guarantee? Okay. Is anybody...
They do say they are CellarDoor.
Oh, okay. That is CellarDoor. Welcome. Glad to have you on the stream. Thank you for coming. And thank you for the support.
Jealous suggests you should friendly fight with no army up.
Oh, well, okay. The problem with that is that I need time to see what's happening and what's moving. And part of the reason is a lot of the... Okay, so let's just look here at... Okay, this is actually a really good example. If I have no army up, like if I've just got a bomb bot or something up there, I'm going to have a fraction of a second to see what's happening. And if I've got a fraction of a second to see what's happening, can you see the mouse cursor?
Yeah, we can see it moving around.
Okay, so if I've got a map up like this where there's a visual obstruction, I'm not going to know what's down here. There's a druid down here. There's a bard. There's a drummer. And there's a paladin all in this little area. If I don't have the ability to see that, then that's going to greatly impact my ability to respond to what the players are putting up. So, I mean, you look at some of the other maps, that one's a little clearer to see. I'm not going to be able to enforce that. That's going to be a nightmare to say everybody's got to use the trees. You know, like if we just make it to where I can let the battle run with whatever's there, it's luck. I mean, chances are it'll probably just be my wrecking ball every time that I just run to see what's happening. Yeah, okay, that's the one I had on. That one's a little more visible. Look at that. You've got a giant thing, this little crescent here, that's encroaching on like a tenth of the screen. So I need to be able to see what's going on in order to be able to fairly fight. At least that's my opinion. So, is anybody wanting me to challenge him?
So far it has been Crucible and Breather.
Okay, so Crucible and Breather. Okay, so let's try this. Search players Crucible. Let's think. See in that range? There he is, right there. So TST Crucible. So I would click him. I would friendly fight. Okay. All right. So I see a wrecking ball, very similar to the one that I normally use. And okay. And this has got to be a rule. You can't change it once I've seen it. So you can't have your wrecking ball up, have me test it, and then switch it while I'm fixing my army, and then all of a sudden I'm up against a freeze army, or a plague army, or a fire army. It's got to be that army, or it's disqualified. Let's just spell that out right now. No gems if you try to prank me. So
there will be people that will try to do that definitely.
Yeah. So we have to have a clear, distinct rule about that. If you try to punk me, no gems for you. So
you lose.
Okay, so in theory, this is how it would work. You would sign up. I would show the 10 or 15 players, whatever it amounts to being, because we're gonna have to see how long it takes for me to run through a fight. So we're gonna establish how much time I get in order to craft my response. I choose an army, I commit to that army, and I run that army, and that determines the result. So it's either that, or I just have a defined amount of time, and I've got to try and beat you in that defined amount of time, no matter how many times I spin. So that's another alternative. It could be where I see your army, and I'm like, oh, I can instantaneously beat you with my tier 5 army. So I spin that real quick, and I'm like, okay, that was fast. I've got 2 minutes left. Can I beat you with my level 100 army? And then you would get the lowest reward that I'm able to secure. That might be a little too complicated. I'm wondering if it might be easier just to stick with option A, where it's just, I see your army, I've got to figure it out. I get one shot. So that might speed things up to where we're able to get through more people and get more people gems. So I'm kind of inclined towards option A. So okay, so we saw what Crucible had. Did I win?
No, you did not.
Okay, so I failed. So this is where I would actually want to change something. So I'm going to leave my Wrecking Ball up. I don't want a Mind Control Army. I want to do this. So let's pop that right there. Let's grab a couple of Frost Blooms. Let's grab... Okay, now this is my lower level army, so I don't have the ability to shatter with a tier 5 artifact. So already I'm thinking out loud, telling you what's going on in my brain. I don't have the ability to shatter with the Claw of the Frost Dragon, so I'm putting in units that have that capacity. So killing frozen units on hit instantly.
I don't know, Crucible. I was seeing the defeat on the screen.
Yeah. So, okay, now he had no ranged units other than the Phoenix, and the Phoenix penetrates monk barriers anyway, so I don't have to care about that. Let's get Rhyme Lord. We'll add another one. So, okay, this would be if this would be the level 100 army. If I'm able to have access to a brawler account, I guess that's what we'll call it, then all of these would be level 100 across the board. I'd just be able to plunk down 4 level 100 Rhyme Lords if I wanted them. Okay, so I've got that. Let's get Frost Dragon, and we want to mitigate the Phoenix and the...
So something Crucible has said is that he would be really into a fight night with restrictions, like only ranged units, no artifacts, or only legacy units.
I think that would be okay. So I think it would be good to do themed nights, maybe like once a week. So if I'm doing like 3 streams a week, one of those would be a themed night where I've got where either I've got restrictions or the players have restrictions. So like you would have to use we'd have prohibitions to where it's like you cannot use spear or you cannot use crown. You'd have to come up with an army that doesn't have that, and that way we would see a lot of different play. We'd be able to see specific arms. Okay, so I spent a lot of time distracted there. Okay, so I'm up against a Wrecking Ball. I've got a bunch of units down. I've got 4 more army points to plug in. So what I want to do, I want to have a little bit more sustain here. We're just going to toss the Paladin in there and grab a Druid that we're going to put back a bit because I don't want it to get nuked by the Phoenix right off the bat. Okay, so now I would pull up Crucible again. Players, Crucible, boom, boom, search. Then I would fight, and this would be me going up against him. If I win, oh, I didn't switch the artifacts. Okay. So this might be where it would be good to just have a defined amount of time to where I can try to beat you in that time, regardless of how many attempts it takes. So it can be a short amount of time, but if I make a mistake like that, then I've just given him 400 gems because this problem right here. So that's train wreck number 2, I think.
Yeah, we almost had train wreck number 2 earlier.
Let's do that. Okay, I think this will be a shorter battle this time. Well, actually, that was pretty short because I just got mowed over. Okay, so if this was the format to where I had a defined amount of time, say I had 30 seconds left. I was trying to put in Crucible's minions. That tells you how many times I've typed that in. Let's see, Crucible. We want actual Crucible. Okay, let's try that again with the right artifacts and see how we do. Okay, poof. So now it's going a little differently. Still taking some hits. Oh, man. And down to my dragon? Is that what's left?
Yeah, I believe you're down to your dragon.
Okay, so maybe that wasn't the best choice. Okay, so there he is. He would get 400 gems because I made a poor choice trying to do that. What I could have considered doing was a Titan build with Eternal Champions, Paladin, Drummer, Bard, and Thorn Guards. And that would probably have
Here's
taken
from Battle Legion. Since
CellarDoor.
players would register not knowing for sure in which stream they would be challenged, you might need to let players know a tad in advance who are the 15 to 20 players who would fight that day.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking actually is setting appointments. So there would be 3 streams scheduled throughout the week, hypothetically. There would be a morning stream one day and an evening stream the next day, and maybe a mid stream on another day. And that way, players who are in Australia can sign up for the one that works best for their time. Players that are in Europe would be able to sign up for the one that's best for their time. And that way, you would be able to sign up for 1 stream per week, and then it would always be first come, first serve. If you've been served, you go to the bottom of the list until everybody else who's signed up gets to go through, and then you'd be able to sign up again for your preferred time slot. That way, it works well. You're not locked in to what would be 9 or 10 a.m. for me every other Wednesday. That's the only time it happens. That's what I've got to do. If that's the middle of the night for me, depending on my location in the world, too bad. So this way, you'd have some options. You'd be able to sign up and be like, okay, I can do the Friday at 6 p.m. my time. That works for me. I can sign up for that one. You register for it. I would post well in advance. These are the 10, 15 people that I'm fighting. You'd be able to know exactly which order you're in for that fight night, just like the fight nights are now. The list of opponents would be posted. So you would sign up for that time slot. Mm-hmm. And that way you know when you're going to be fighting. You know several days in advance. You have time to prepare your army, and you would be able to have it. And again, I want this to be as challenging as possible for me, because that is what makes it fun for me. So I want you to keep your armies hidden. Not that I'm going to be looking, but I want you to know that your army was not seen by me. So that kind of gives me that authenticity. I have no clue what you've got. I'm going to see it, and I'm going to have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is, to figure out how to beat you and to try to give you the least amount of gems that I can spare. So your challenge is to beat me, to stump me, to keep me from beating you, to where you get as many gems as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, since players would like you to fight their best army, they would have their army set up right away anyway. And if they know in advance, that's perfect.
Yeah. So that way you know in advance. I have no clue what you've got. I've got to act in the moment to adapt to beat your army. That gives a whole other level of strategical commentary. Like, oh, I thought that I was going to be able to beat Crucible with this Freeze army.
Yes, give them the fewest amount of gems. We support that.
Is that CellarDoor?
Yes.
Okay, but that's just it. That keeps things interesting. If I can beat you with a weaker army, then we learn some lessons from that. We step it up. We make a more challenging army the next time around. So
it would be a sort of masterclass in analyzing the opponent.
Yeah. Now it's going to function a little differently than normal PvP. Clearly, if I'm able to see the one army that I'm up against, then clearly there's a counter for every army. So I'm going to be able to go to what I think is able to beat that and try and beat it. The question is, what level of army is it going to take to beat that? So, say for instance, everybody's got the point. I don't need to beat that to death. So, Breather wanted me to try his army out. So let's do that. And I think what we'll have to do after this stream is we'll set up a trial run to where we don't go through all this explanation. We'll pick a day. We'll have people sign up. I might even be able to work things out with CellarDoor to get those brawler profiles created, and then we can run through and see how long it takes me to fairly create a counter to your army without giving me excessive time to really pinpoint exactly what I'm up. So because I want it to be pressure, I want it to be time sensitive to where I've got to do that.
You've also got to be able to comment your thinking while designing your responding army.
Yeah, so I got to have a little bit of leeway to explain what I'm doing, but there's still got to be some pressure for me to get it done and fight, so that I'm not taking an hour to fine tune the perfect response to your army and give you no gems. Well, I mean, everybody's going to get gems. So if we go by the scale that I put on there, you'd be getting at least 100 gems if I beat you with the level 50 army.
You didn't switch.
Oh, whoops. Oh, well, that's okay. I don't mind if anybody sees that player tag. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay, so I was searching for breather. So we're going to try breather out. Gonna keep working on. Oh, he doesn't have a capital B. Breather search. There he is right there. Okay, so there's breather. We're gonna let this run, see what I'm up against. Okay, so we've got Titan build.
Who doesn't need gems X?
Okay, so we've got Stormcaller. Oh, okay, Blessed Bombat in the back. Ember Fiend, so we got Fire, Stormcaller, and... Okay, I just got nuked. Okay, so given how fast I was dismantled there, and obviously it wasn't a really good build, but given how fast I was dismantled there, I might want to go with like at least the level 100 army, possibly the higher level army. So what I would do, so say I just wanted to guarantee that I was going to win. I would go ahead and switch to my main profile. Okay, then I would make that live now that my player tag's not being broadcast all over the internet. Sorry, I can't help myself. I'm compulsive like that. Okay, all right. And if I have dev accounts, then or whatever they're called, brawler accounts, I wouldn't have to worry about camp wagons, so you wouldn't see me compulsively clicking things like an obsessive maniac. Okay, so I saw he had his stuff up in the top. So what I want to do, let's see what I've got running here. Okay, I want to do an EM army with fire, and I want to go search breather, players, breather. I guess it doesn't matter, case sensitive, it'll still come up. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is what I commit to in this theoretical battle. So here he comes. He's got his Titan build. I've got my fire, which should shred through his stuff pretty quickly. And his Bombot's going to resurrect stuff, but I don't think that's going to save him. So, oh, yep, there it all comes back, and there it all goes again. Okay, so in this scenario, if we stuck with the scale that I had proposed, he would get 300 gems, which is just 100 gems less than me losing. So I had to use my heavy army to beat him in that scenario. That's what I wanted to commit to. So he gets 300 gems. Is everybody happy with that? Is Breather happy? I guess we'll find out. We'll find out after the delay catches up. So, so that's how the concept would work.
He's cursing his loss.
Don't curse me, just the loss. But yeah, so so that kind of makes it to where not everybody's going to get 400 gems, because in a normal stream, most of the time I'm able to get a win on all 12 profiles. My bottom 2 profiles, I sign up for the easy / beginner mode. The top 10 profiles, I sign up for the hardcore mode. And almost without fail, every single time I win on every single profile, because I've got a day to look at his army. I'm able to see exactly what I need to do. Oh, mind control. I'm just going to put up a Bulwark Crown build on every single profile.
Shellis wants to be next.
Oh, Shellius. Okay. So let's see what we're up against here. Okay, I keep wanting to
Who
click
are
the gear.
Archers, asks Hex.
Oh, these archers? Those are fire rangers.
They just
So-
got a skin on, right?
Yeah, they do have a skin on. We can actually just resolve that real quick. When you look at the fire archers, this is the plague skin. And I did not get the mechanical skin because I did not want to spend $100 on it. CellarDoor. I did not want to spend $100 to get a skin and a bunch of Eternite. So please fix your skin purchases. Okay. So anyway, those are fire archers. They apply fire, okay, there could be the option for having a commentary in between fights where I'm able to say, this is why this build worked. Okay, I had the fire rangers here. There's 2 groups of them. Look, there are 8 members in a group, 2 groups, that's 16 fire archers. And when you've got an eternal champion running towards you, and you've got 16 fire archers, each shooting an arrow at that eternal champion, and every single one of those arrows is empowered by the sword of the Phoenix to apply 5% of their max health every time they get it applied. So,
Take care, Crucible.
Oh,
Crucible's leaving.
Oh, bye, Maddie. Thanks for joining. Okay, so we can have analysis after each fight to explain why I did what I did and why it worked. He had maybe 10 to 12 bodies on the field between all of the mythic units that he had. So that means, oh, somebody's saying something?
From CellarDoor, would $98 be okay?
Okay, wait, hold on. I have control over the people in the stream, right? Can I boot him from the stream? Out! Be gone! You are banished, sir. Okay. So, okay, so like I would be able to explain, okay, this is why I set this build up the way that I did. This is the Titan Killer build. You've got, maybe 12 bodies running up against my Endless March. They're going to be sitting there, stalled in place. The Fire Rangers are going to be able to fire directly at them without them moving around because they're stationary. And the Phoenix is going to be able to penetrate any bubble that he's got, whether it's Spirit Shield Generator or Barrier Monk. Phoenix gets that first hit, their health starts ticking down because that burn takes 5% initially, and back here 7.5% of max health per tick, and it lasts longer. So everything gets hit by that Phoenix right away. The bubble will usually die because whatever they've got, normally people don't put condition resist on their Spirit Shield Generator or their Barrier Monk. They started to do that a lot more when Pendant was very prominent, especially with those MC builds. Condition resist, they start putting it on there because that would mean less downtime for a Barrier Monk. If they got frozen by Pendant, they'd pop back up sooner, less chance of a catapult hitting you. But anyway, all those archers, 16 of them, focus firing on the closest unit. They're basically one volley's gonna one-shot that Eternal Champion. They move on to the next one in the next shot. Their attack speed is what, 1.25? Is that the normal archer speed? 1.25. So every 1.25 seconds, I'm killing something. It's going to be dead. So that's what's beautiful about this, especially when you're going up against Titan builds like that. Okay, so let's do Shelius. Let's see what Shelius has running. Okay, we want to... don't click the gear. Go to chat. Players. Shelius. Is that right? S-H-E-L-L-I. It's Shelius. Search. Okay, Shelius. No, okay. We'll do the real Shelius. Would the real Shelius please stand up? Okay.
I am Shelius.
No, I am Shelius. Okay. Oh, okay. We've got something creative.
Here, CellarDoor.
Hi, CellarDoor. Thank you. We'll be in touch, my people.
They 100% support the such initiatives. They can see it's been
Long overdue.
not really.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I've been itching for something like this forever. I've proposed things like this several times, but I think I've kind of got a good zone. Okay, I was only half paying attention to what happened. He had some ranged stuff in a corner with a whole bunch of frost limbs. So, okay, now this is where.
I can actually tell you some things he's got.
Oh yeah, because it's
He's
delayed
got
on
some
it.
spider webs or spider nests.
Oh, the spider nest. Okay.
Yeah, he's got some spider nests.
So he's trying to
Frost
delay and get a bunch of frost in there. Okay, so this is where I would have to decide: do I want to try for the lowest army to see if I could beat him with that, or would I want to be a little safer, do the level 100 army and see if I could beat him with that? So let's say hypothetically I chose to go with nope, not that one. Sorry, hold on. This is where it would be nice to have access to the brawler profiles, because there would only be 3 of them and I wouldn't have to scroll through 12 different profiles to find the one that I wanted. So, oh, there we go. It's at the top of the list because I just used it. Genius.
Absolutely genius.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I have logged in to what would be the level 100 profile. And I think, oh, okay, pause. We're switching again. Okay, this would be my alternate level 100 profile, which I wouldn't have to switch to if the one profile had everything on it. Okay, so I have cleared that. Okay, we're back. All right, so now this would be another hypothetical level 100 profile with tier 4 artifacts. And sorry, I gotta click all the things. I can't help myself. There we go. This is what I would choose to go up against him with. So I go fight, players, H-A-L-L-I-O-U-S, Shellius. Search, Shellius. Okay, so I would choose this. And if I win, he would get, what is it, 200? Is that what I
Yeah, 200 for the middle.
Okay, so 200. So if I win, he gets 200. If I lose, he gets 400. So he's using a condition-based build. He's got Claw of the Frost Dragon. He's got the Arcane Reconstruction Hammer, and he's got the Eyes of the Ancient One. So kind of a hybrid build where he's got freeze and mind control with the construct that keeps things coming back. Yeah, okay, now level 5 Arcane Reconstruction Hammer. There is, I think, up to 15% chance when a unit dies for it to spawn on the other side of the battlefield. Okay, that one was a pretty easy choice for me to make, just because I saw Claw of the Frost Dragon. My brain, first thing it does is it goes to Bulwark. Bulwark Crown, and you'll just slowly steamroll through, and you'll win almost every time. There's a few things that you can do with Claw to overcome that, but we don't have to get into that. We're just kind of ironing out the concept right now. So, okay, so I had a prefab army that I was able to go to. In theory, if I had the level 50 army available, I could have tried that, and that's where we would have to resolve between either a time frame to beat you or a time frame to initiate the fight. So, so option A, I have a time frame to initiate the fight. Once I've committed, I've committed. Whatever happens, happens. Option B, I have a time frame to beat you. If I win or fail on whichever one, I can decide I'm going to try again. I've got a minute and a half left to do it. I'm going to try it to see if I can get you down. If I can take you down with a weaker army and give you less gems.
See you, breather.
Oh, breather taken out?
Yep.
Thanks, Kim. Glad you're here. All right. So, okay. So, are there any questions? Do we have any suggestions? Anything going on?
We have been bunked.
Bonked. Bonk is the best clan in the game because it's part of TST, but B, because they're just the coolest people in there. Everybody's so positive. Everybody's so helpful. Of all our teams, I think Bonk is probably just the best team overall.
Parting words from Shellius. Seems like condition-based armies in this format is just a really bad idea.
Well, yes and no. There are things that you can do to to make things interesting. But part of the gamble there is, can I beat you with a lower level army? So if I had a level 50 army and I see that you're running freeze, I could be like, I'm going to give it a shot, see if I can get you down to 100 gems. And if I win, I win. If I fail, I fail.
Bunk is life.
Bunk for life. Yeah. All right. So, how long? We've been going for about an hour. Do we want to? Okay. Is everybody pretty well satisfied with the explanation of the concept? Does anybody have any questions? I'll go ahead and run a couple more hypothetical matches. So let's say, there. Let me try. Who would be a good one to do? Let's go Matthias. Okay, so if I had somebody else signed up, wagon. I can't help myself. Wagon.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Okay. I'll stop collecting all the things. Okay. So I could either go up against a chaos swarm or mind control.
You haven't done that yet.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't done either of those yet. So let's just try both of those, and then if somebody else wants me to give their army a shot. And again, what I would like to do is I'd like to schedule a night to where we would run through a legit format where we don't have all this explanation and stuff like that. Okay, so I have the RD build set up, but I don't want to use that. I want to use something different. So it would be an easy win if I wanted to do that, but I just kind of want to see what else I can pull off here. So if I was
lock in that army.
Yeah, I will. Good call. So if who did I have Titan on? Do I have? I don't have that window open. Let me pull that up. Who did I have Titan build set up on? This is my guide. Do I have it? Oh, okay, never mind. It's on Toboggan. So already found. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to matches. Okay, so I've got that loaded. I can reload the feed. There we go. And I would say I want to try beating this mind control build, which is going to be locked in now. Okay, mind control build is locked. And I'm now on a freeze build. And okay, I guess I just revealed that. Player's player tag. Oh, well, who cares? Again, I don't think there's a problem showing player tags anymore. I just remembered that there was an issue with it in the past. Okay, so I would go here. I would look for Matthias. I don't know if having the emojis in the name is going to complicate things. No players found. Okay, so I would have to put the emojis in. I will just pull it up based on clan, top raid clans. It is Dragon Squad. So Dragon Squad. This is a way to find players. You could say, this is my clan ID, and then this is my name inside that clan. So that would be a way for me to find you, especially if you're ridiculous like me and like to put a ton of emojis in the name. Okay, so this would be the army that I would choose to fight the mind control, one of the armies that you could choose. So I've got Crown. That's going to be removing the mind control off of everything except for the Rhyme Lord, I think. And I'm slowly going to be able to advance. The Pendant of Everlasting Winter is eventually going to click in at 20 seconds, and it's going to start randomly freezing this stuff. Claw of the Frost Dragon is going to prolong the duration of that freeze, which makes it to where that Mind Corruptor is not going to be able to mind control anything. And just a very chilly steamroll. So that's another solution for how to beat that. This the profile that I used was a tier 5 profile, so that would have been 300 gems for that. So if I had tried to do it with level 100 profile, that would have been 200 gems. If I thought I could do it with the level 50 profile, you would have gotten 100 gems if I had won. If I fail on any of those, 400 gems to you, who would be the victor. Okay, is anybody else looking for a throwdown?
As of yet.
Okay. You know, I think we're good. I think we've established the concept. It seems like Godspeed Games is amenable to it. Obviously, there's a few details to iron out there. I like that players are going to be more invested in trying to come up with what can stump the challenger. And it doesn't always have to be me. Like, there might come a time when we get other people in here, like maybe Randu, like we get Randu in here, or Shelius. We get somebody else come in and they challenge you. They see what they come up with because they have insights that I'm not going to have. So we could have other guests in here to actually perform the fights and do that kind of thing. So that's a possibility. But for now, we're not going to get too carried away. We're going to stick with this program, try it out a few times, figure out how much time I should get, and lock in whether it's a one-shot deal or whether it's a time frame deal. So we'll get some feedback on that. Maybe we'll start a discussion on Battle Legion Discord somewhere. We might even be able to have CellarDoor set up a channel for it or something to where we can discuss it without spamming general chat. Okay, so any last words, any last questions from anybody, or are we pretty set?
Well, let's see in just a moment.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is your last chance to chime in. If there's anything you feel like we're missing, anything you feel that could be refined or improved, I'd be glad to hear your suggestions. And we will just give a minute or two for that, and then we'll call it. So, yeah, if while we're waiting for any last words, we'll do a shameless promotion for the Secret Tavern, the best clan in the game, which includes Bonk Your Dead. All the best clans are part of TST. We have all the best.
So no one comes close.
Yes. So feel free to check the Discord links in the description, and please do like and subscribe. That would be tremendous for helping to build the channel and to make all of this worthwhile. So yeah, anybody chime in?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, I think we're gonna call it. Look out for possibly a channel on Battle Legion Discord. If we're not able to swing that for whatever reason, we'll make a channel on TCT Discord where we can kind of refine this concept, get all the details locked down, and we'll make it happen. We will manifest this reality. Okay, thank you for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll have something new for you in the near future. Bye for now. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye from Kingdom Cody, everybody. All right.